Second Cup is brought to you by Roswell Park Comprehensive Care Center.
Hi, everyone. Good morning to you. It's 8 o'clock on the start of your Monday. Glad you're with us for Second Cup. We have my friend Cat Shick here with us from Feedmore, Western New York. Catherine, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Another Catherine.
Yes.
This one with a C instead of a K.
Yes, this one's with a C.
Katie is off this morning. Speaking of Catherines, glad you're with us. Thanks so much for coming in here for Second Cup.
Thanks for having me.
We love Feedmore, Western New York. We love you, Catherine Shick. But you guys have a big event coming up this week. Party at the Pier. Tell us all about it.
It is a really great night. Party at the Pier really offers a vibrant summer celebration on our Buffalo waterfront.
Yeah.
We know we all love our Buffalo waterfront in the summer, and no one does summers like Buffalo. So it's going to be this Thursday from 5 to 8 p.m. at Buffalo River Fest Park. And it is an amazing celebration. We have an array of seafood and non-seafood items from Fresh Catch Poke Company,
Ooh.
Tops Friendly Markets. Western New York Food Carts is going to be offering some of that non-seafood option.
Okay.
And we're going to have an open bar with wine and beer, signature drinks.
I'm in.
You're in, yes. We got some signature drinks, some cocktails going there, and pours from Hartman's Distilling and Southern Tier Brewing Company.
Very cool.
Live music from Yacht Club. They are Western New York's premier yacht rock party band.
Cool.
So they will be playing in the stage right there at Buffalo Riverfest Park. It's a wonderful evening.
We're talking Buffalo Riverfest Park. That is on the Tewksbury side of the river, right?
Correct, on Ohio Street.
So if you're thinking about Riverworks, it's not on the Riverworks side. It's on the other side of the river before you even cross the bridge.
Yes.
Walk us through what the importance is here. It's $100 a ticket. It's expensive, if you think about it. But the money that's raised here goes to a really important cause.
That's right. And it's expensive, but it does include that food and that open bar.
Yep.
So you will get your money's worth out of this event.
I would.
But yeah, okay. But most importantly, as you mentioned, Ed, all of the proceeds go to support Feedmore's vital programs and services that fight hunger. So our food bank distribution network providing nutritious food to food pantries, soup kitchens, shelters, schools, throughout our 4-county service area, Erie, Niagara, Cattaraugus, and Chautauqua County.
Mm-hmm.
Our Meals on Wheels program, serving our homebound neighbors and people who cannot get out of the house to shop or prepare for food. We deliver meals daily right to their doors.
Great.
Our free workforce development program, and so much more, all alleviating food insecurity right here in Western New York.
Okay, before we talk about all of those really big picture topics, where can we get information about this? How can we buy tickets?
So tickets are available at feedmorewny.org, or you can call us at 716-822-2002. And if you show up on Thursday night on a whim, say, hey, you know what? I'm showing up. I'm coming.
Yeah.
Just we'll get you in. So
Okay.
You can always buy tickets right at the door too.
Okay, so feedmorewny.org.
Correct.
Jordan's going to put a link in the comments here for us so that you can buy tickets if you're interested. Let's talk big picture here. Because realistically, when we're talking food insecurity, and we just had this morning that you guys have served about 166,000 people in the last year alone between those 4 counties that you mentioned, Erie, Niagara, Cattaraugus, and Chautauqua. And that's up 46% from some 4 years ago.
Yeah.
That is a huge, huge increase. Why is this happening?
Well, we know that the cost of living continues to rise. So we're talking about inflation. It's expensive to fill up your car to get to work. It's expensive to buy groceries at the grocery store. So those are some of those contributing factors. We know that, after the pandemic, a lot of people were thrust into a position of financial instability that they haven't necessarily been able to unbury themselves from.
Sure.
And at the same time, a lot of the social supports that were in place during the height of the pandemic, whether that was expanded benefits through the SNAP program or the expanded child tax credit, things like that have gone away. They have sunsetted. So that's leaving families a lot more vulnerable.
Let me ask you a question, because I think a lot of people wonder this. What was happening prior to the pandemic when all of these assistance opportunities were available for the people who were suffering during and post-pandemic? What were they doing? Obviously, because if they had a need, the need was still there,
Mhm.
right? I'm just trying to figure out where the disconnect is.
So I think that, if I'm answering your question correctly, we have known that food security has long been a problem in Western New York.
Sure.
This is not a new problem. And so our programs have been in place. We have actually been serving the community prior to Feedmore Western New York as the Food Bank of Western New York and Meals on Wheels for Western New York. We merged in 2020. So we have been serving people for decades and decades and decades. But the need has just continued to amplify. We know that really, and one of the things we do hope why we're seeing more people is because more people are aware of us. People who may have always been in need and didn't know where to turn, we're trying to make it more possible to reach them where they are, whether that's through new and innovative programs, whether that's through awareness opportunities like right now, making sure that people know we're in existence if they need help. But we know that so many people in our community are one paycheck away, one missing paycheck away, or one unexpected crisis from needing food assistance. So,
and the reality is, everything is more expensive these days. So, we were able to stretch a dollar in some cases. Now it's not really, it doesn't rubber band the way it used to, right? So people are having to turn to other facilities and resources to get food on their table, like Feedmore Western New York.
Feedmore. And it's these impossible no-win situations. Do I pay my rent or do I, pay for groceries?
Right.
These are really impossible choices that people are facing each and every day. And when you mentioned, Ed, when resources are so finite, it makes it even that much more critical to find other assistance programs like Feedmore Western New York, our network of nearly 400 partner agencies that we serve, who open their doors to the community. And we're so grateful for their partnership as well.
So I just want to go through some of the comments here because this is the benefit of being on Second Crop. So many people can chime in here. Anita says, I've delivered meals for Feedmore and the recipients are so grateful and appreciative. Is that typically what you see?
Absolutely. I will say we always need more home delivered meal volunteers. So thank you, whoever just wrote that. Thank you so much for your volunteer support. They are so grateful. It is such a rewarding experience. So many of the people we deliver to are socially isolated. So the only person they may see that day is their meal delivery volunteer. So you're not just providing a nutritious meal, you're providing friendship, companionship, and a well-being check.
Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say so many times, we have had situations where a client has been in crisis in the middle of a medical event, and that volunteer who has delivered their meal saved lives.
Oh my God, heroes.
So critical.
Literally.
Heroes, absolute heroes.
So how do we get involved if we want to volunteer? Same website?
Same website. We try to make it really easy for everyone. So Feedmore WNY.org. And that's also the same website you go to if you're listening to this right now and you say, I'm in need, or I have a parent who needs home delivered meals. Go to our website or call us at 716-822-2002 and we can connect you to those resources.
Anita also says a lesser mentioned part of Feedmore is that they also deliver food for those recipients' pets.
We do.
How does that work?
So we have an Animeals program, and that provides dog and cat food to our home delivered meal clients who have pet companions, who may have be in need of food assistance for them as well. So that is something that we're always, trying to raise awareness for, trying to raise food and funds for, and in this case, pet food.
Sure.
And then we also make pet food available to our partner food pantries as it's available, and they can order it through our inventory.
And this is a case in point. Lori says I'm broke again between food and medical bills. I mean, everything is just so dire right now. And then, you also consider what's happening on the federal level and how the impact kind of trickles down to the very, very local level at Feedmore Western New York.
Absolutely.
The impact of the federal spending bill that is now law, signed by the president on July 4th, that big, beautiful bill, is actually impacting Feedmore Western New York in a negative way.
So we know correct. We know that bill, now signed into law, as you mentioned, Ed, contains unprecedented cuts to SNAP, which is the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, known to many as food stamps. It was formerly known as food stamps. So that is financial assistance that you can use as on an electronic benefits card, at the grocery store, at farmers markets. It is the first line of defense against hunger. So every meal that a charitable food assistance network like Feedmore's and Feeding America's, nationwide network of food banks can provide, SNAP provides 9. So truly the first defense against hunger. And whenever there's any cuts to SNAP, that means that more people are turning to charitable food assistance programs like Feedmore and our partner agencies for assistance. And these networks, these agencies, they're already overburdened. So we anticipate more people turning to our partners, to us, to find missing meals.
So I think I know the answer to this question, but and maybe it's just obvious. To me, the answer is fundraising like this, Party at the Pier. But how do you keep up with that increased demand financially?
Well, as you said, I mean, it's awareness, it's fundraising, it's trying to work very closely with our lawmakers at all levels of government and finding more ways to raise those funds. We do rely on a tapestry of funding from the government, from corporations, from grants, and from opportunities like Party at the Pier. So we're grateful to our presenting sponsor, Tops Friendly Markets, for sponsoring Party at the Pier. We're so grateful for everyone who's coming out. It is a wonderful evening, but at the same time, at the core of it is this fundraiser to make sure that we can continue these vital programs and services that are serving, as you mentioned, nearly 166,000 people on an annual basis.
Again, that's up almost half from what it was in 2021. Sarah's saying that's so sad how our government takes from our most needy. Peter saying it's irritating when government cuts spending on programs that could be beneficial to people who need them. Jason saying it's sad when people have to choose between rent and food. And Katie saying there are just so many people struggling right now. It's just so awful. What is that like for you working with Feedmore, on a personal level, to A, see the need, but B, understand that people are having their benefits essentially taken away?
Well, I think it's always hard to, know that there are so many people in our community that are facing these impossible choices, and that hunger really affects everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Truly, we are serving people in our suburbs, our rural communities, and our cities. Children, families, older adults, veterans, people with disabilities. Again, there is no one face of food insecurity. But I will say what is so heartwarming is the generosity of this Western New York community. We are the city of the good neighbors. We are the community of good neighbors. And time again, I see that. And I am privileged to see that in my role, the generosity of Western New York coming through to help their fellow neighbors. It is just absolutely humbling and absolutely heartwarming.
Lori bringing up something, she said that, it's hard to choose between medical bills and food. In my whole life, this is the worst ordeal ever. So if you need that help, Lori, and this might be the case for you, please reach out to Feedmore Western New York, feedmorewny.org. But also, Kat, explain the difference about coming to Feedmore versus some of these other affiliates.
Sure. So Feedmore Western New York, we have a food bank distribution network, which means that we take in nutritious food and those donations and we distribute them throughout Erie, Niagara, Cattaraugus, and Chautauqua County. So those are the food pantries, the shelters, the group homes that open their doors to serve the community members that rely on them. So places like a Salvation Army, Catholic Charities, food pantries, we serve City Mission, some of those bigger names, Friends of Night People, all the way down to maybe a church, pantry that is serving maybe their parishioners and the surrounding community. So, so we're really, serving all of those people. So you wouldn't necessarily come to Feedmore for that food support. What you'll do is you call us, and we will listen to what your needs are. And we're going to say, okay, there is a food pantry in your area. Or, okay, it sounds like actually you are having difficulty getting out to shop or prepare for food. You're an older adult. You would benefit from our home delivered meal program. Or, hey, we know our farm market. It's a mobile food, market that is in all of our 4 counties, is right by your community, and you sound like that would be a really good fit for you. Let me talk to you a little bit more about our farm market. We really do have a variety of programs and services, many of which people may not even be aware of.
Right.
So we encourage you to call us if you're kind of overwhelmed, you're not sure where to start, and we can connect you to those resources.
So Linda says in Brant, we have Operation Good Neighbor.
Yes.
Love that.
Yeah, we love good. They're a wonderful partner agency of ours.
A food pantry also?
A food pantry, yes.
Okay, great. And Lori says, yes, she will reach out to Feedmore and check out your website because she's struggling right now. And Lori, I'm so glad that we could connect
Yes.
you with these services here. And that's what Second Cup is all about. Julie, I'm not ashamed to go to my local food pantry. And maybe talk about that stigma too.
Yeah. So we know that there is a stigma, right?
Right.
And first of all, Lori, I'm so glad that you're reaching out. I am looking forward to your call or your inquiry through our website. And there is a stigma sometimes that we work really hard to dispel. One of the ways we're doing that is by having these conversations today. There is nothing wrong with needing food assistance, and we're here to help. That's what we exist to do. We're also working very closely with those agencies that we were just talking about. A lot of them have moved to what's called a client choice model. So that means that when you go to these agencies, these pantries, it's set up like a grocery store.
Oh.
So instead of getting maybe a pre-packed bag of food and saying, here, this is what you're taking home, you can shop the pantry for for those items that are gonna is a good fit for your family. It fits in your taste, it fits into your dietary restrictions. And again, it provides that dignity piece and that welcoming piece. We always, work to make sure that our volunteers, and I know our agencies do the same, make it very welcoming for you when you come in. We know it's hard to walk through that door for that first time, and we're here to help and make that a welcoming, positive experience.
I love that. That client choice model. What a great idea. You're a family of 4 and, you're trying to put food on the table. It's so hard. And oftentimes on, TikTok or Instagram, I'm seeing a lower income family of 4 try and put food together. And they explain how difficult it is.
Yeah.
But to be able to go into what looks like a grocery store and be able to find that recipe that your family might want to try and be able to find those ingredients, that goes a long way.
And we do a lot of nutrition education classes as well. And that's another thing that we offer to help with those recipes and give you those recipe ideas. So when you go into that client choice environment, you can either take one of our classes, or maybe we have a recipe, or we're working with the agency to provide recipes to make, those choices easy and trying to do it on a budget, like you were saying.
Love that.
And yeah, I mean, that also takes into effect that, you may have a religious restriction, you may have a food allergy. So that is a really great option for so many of our partner agencies. And we always love when they're able to make that transition, and we try to work with them to make that transition easy.
You guys do such good work. Lori's saying I have no transportation, so I'll look into the delivery services. Okay. Thank you so much. Noreen would love food delivered, but I have food sensitivity. How does that work?
Well, so our home delivered meal program does have different diets. We have about 6 different diets. So we have a ground diet, a bland diet for people who may have difficulty chewing. We have a diet for people with who needs help with if they are having renal distress. A diabetes friendly diet, a avoiding gluten diet, and then sometimes other people may have additional food sensitivities beyond that. So we always encourage them to get in touch with one of our nutrition team members, and we can talk to them about maybe that potential solution.
Larry says the key, as Kat said, is volunteers are working there. Much love and respect to her and the volunteers who do this job.
Thank you.
It really does help this community, and every bit of that money stays here in Western New York, does it not?
That's true, yes. So for example, Party at the Pier, all of those proceeds will provide food assistance and those vital programs to Western New Yorkers. All of the, when you donate to Feedmore Western New York, all of that money stays local to help your neighbors. You can always designate a donation as well if you, have a specific program or cause that you care about. And then, when you volunteer, I think it was Larry that said thank you, Larry. We 100% agree. We have thousands of volunteers that make our mission possible. It's truly amazing, these people who come out and give their time. So if you are in a position where you want to support Feedmore, but you may not be able to give food or funds, a donation of your time is so greatly appreciated. We do have a variety of volunteer needs, and you can find that on our website as well.
Fabulous. Lori, period at the end of the sentence here. This is a time for all of us to come together. We have great people in Western New York. We are blessed. And, I've been thinking, Kat, recently, I heard a story from my mom, and this is it's been on the front of my mind, top of mind for me. She's watching some of her neighbors come home once a week or however often, whatever it is, with one bag of groceries. And there's a family, nearby that she says obviously needs more than one bag of groceries. And when you think about that person struggling to bring home more than that single bag, you realize how lucky you are personally to be able to put food on the table. And such a basic thought, right? Such a basic need in our society is food. And to be able to afford that, we're lucky.
Yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head. It is the most basic need, right? You cannot thrive. Kids cannot be successful in school. We cannot be successful at our jobs or life without that basic nutrition. And we are, I mean, I personally feel fortunate. I feel grateful for all of our Western New York partners who are helping Feedmore's mission. And like you said, I mean, we all deserve nutritious food.
We sure do. Cat Shick with Feedmore Western New York. Really appreciate you coming in here and sharing Party at the Pier details and talking about Feedmore Western New York. Again, Thursday night, Buffalo Riverfront Park. It's opposite Resurgent, opposite
Riverworks.
Thank you. I'm having a brain
We
fart
got
today.
it. We got it together.
We're here. 2 is better than 1. That's for sure.
Yes.
Okay, so Thursday night, 5 o'clock, $100. You can go to feedmorewny.org, or, of course, as Kat mentioned, stop by at the door and pick up a ticket that day.
Well, thank you so much. We're so grateful for WKBW's partnership with Party at the Pier, and just in general, you guys are wonderful partners. So Ed, thanks so much for having me.
Kat, love seeing you. Always a pleasure. As we continue talking about, Jordan is going to come in here. I think there she is. She's going to walk you out. She's going to grab your microphone.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thanks. Appreciate you, Kat. As we're talking about groceries, we're also talking about the idea of people who are buying groceries online because they think that this might save them time. And sure, there's an economy of time. But the reality is that sometimes it's more expensive for some of these people who are buying groceries online. So what do you think? Do you buy your groceries because it is cheaper, or because it saves you more money, or because it saves you time? Weigh in here. Linda, yes, I absolutely love your comment, Linda. Bye, Kat. Thank you again. Second Cup is always here to help people. Yes, we are. And that's what it's all about. The crowdsourcing, the idea, the bigger conversation. It's so cool that you guys feel comfortable enough to be able to have this conversation here in this space. It makes my heart feel really great that you're comfortable. Thank you, Lori. We appreciate it. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So a couple of things when we're talking about having groceries delivered that you got to keep in mind. Watch the markup on the prices. Since you're buying it online, some of these companies may be marking things up just a little bit. And then you got to watch out for delivery fees, because it turns out more than half of U.S. adults are buying groceries online. Anita's saying, I have never tried buying groceries online. I love to grocery shop. I don't love grocery shopping, I'll say that, but I like being able to pick my own food, if that makes sense. I like going to the grocery store. Grapes, one of the biggest things that I'm anal about. I hate when my grapes are mushy. So I have to test the grapes, for lack of a better term, to make sure that they're firm. I can't stand mushy grapes. So I want to do my own grocery shopping. I don't want somebody else to do it for me. Exactly. Thank you, Connie. I buy my own things because I don't think I'd like what someone else would pick. Exactly. Sarah, I do Walmart orders online. Is that what you mean? Yes, that Walmart Plus app. I love that, she says, and I'll do HelloFresh when I have a coupon. Linda, I would never have someone choose my groceries for me. Jason loves grocery shopping. And Corinne says, I want to get my own food. I'm picky. Me too. So here's the thing. You just got to keep an eye out for prices, because if you think it's saving you money, it may not be. But if it is saving you time, God bless you. Anita says, I don't want to miss out on any new product that comes out. I have shopping FOMO. Shirley says, I just joined Instacart but haven't used it yet. Julie says, I like to walk around the stores. It's my entertainment time. We're going to bring in our producer, 5 a.m. producer extraordinaire, Jordan Patricia Broking. She's here with us. Jordan, is your mic on? Okay, good. Make sure it's on. Jordan, you use this online service also.
What, Walmart Plus?
Yeah.
Yes.
What's the benefit of it for you?
Well,
you don't drive. We know that. So
yes,
obviously they
I don't
deliver.
drive, so that's the biggest benefit. But I think the other benefit for me, and I think a lot of people can relate to this as well.
Thank you.
is the fact that I think a lot of us, when we go to the grocery store, let's say we have a list of like what we want. But let's say we go down the snack aisle, and then it's like, okay, I have a craving for this, I have a craving for that. So you're just adding all the stuff into your cart that you don't necessarily need.
Okay, so I guess that's where
you're spending like more money on that essentially.
Yeah.
So at least if I'm doing my Walmart from my app on my phone and everything, I have my little list. I have like what I need, so I'm not tempted to, buy extra stuff that I don't need or won't necessarily touch that much.
Sure. And
also, I don't know about in front of you at home. Whenever I go to Walmart, I'm always also perusing in the clothing section as well sometimes.
It's like going to Target.
Exactly. So that just saves the time right there and the money on clothes that I don't necessarily need. Mm-hmm. So I think that it's a big money saver that way. And then, as I've said before on here as well, the amount that I spend on groceries is pretty much their minimum for like free delivery anyway.
Oh, okay.
So I'm able to really, take that benefit. Like I know we were talking about earlier about the benefits of Walmart Plus besides just, getting the online groceries and everything. So that's been always my big thing with it.
Anita says, what they say is true. Don't shop when you're hungry.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm guilty. Heather says, I don't want someone picking for me. I see how quickly they're putting things in for those orders. I want good produce. Do you ever feel like you get bad produce?
Not really. It really depends.
I'm here.
I try not to get like produce necessarily from Walmart, so that's when sometimes I'll walk out to like a store or everything and actually go pick out our produce. But typically, if there is something I need, I try to get the produce that I don't necessarily need to like feel necessarily like if they're mushy, for instance. I don't like really need that type of produce. If I'm getting produce, it's like, let's say a bag of romaine, or let's say like green onions, like a stalk of green onions, celery stalks, like something of that. So I mean, obviously you can still feel them or look at them and see if they're still bad or not.
Right.
But typically whenever I do that, I just get like the stuff that I guess you don't really necessarily need a whole preference for it.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I totally get that. Though Sherry says never buy avocados online. Who likes overripe avocados? Not me. They're mushy. I know. So gross. I just want to point out that we do have to pause for Josh at some point here. So you'll see Josh and hear him. I love the farmers market too this time of year.
Yes.
Oh my God, we had such good watermelon over the weekend. So good. And the corn.
All right, we're coming up on 8:27 now, and we're taking a live look here at the 90 between the 33 and Walden. And traffic is moving along nicely. We do have a little bit of volume out there, but the good news is that if you are heading out on the roads, there are no incidents, no accidents to speak of at this time. We have a little bit of patchy fog out there, especially into the southern tier. But otherwise, it's just mostly cloudy here in Buffalo this morning. We will find more in the way of sunshine, though, later into the afternoon. And we will find less humidity today as well, even if it is just a slight bit less. We'll take what we can get. It's nice to get a little bit of a break. As we head into tonight, it'll be mainly clear, mild, and then the heat is on again for tomorrow. Temperatures toying with 90 degrees. Right now, we are at 73 here in Buffalo. The dew point temperature at 69. That's pretty muggacious. The air is calm. The visibility is at 10 miles. But we do have, again, some lower visibility into the southern tier. 72 in Murillo right now. Good morning to you in Elba. You're at 74. 75 right now in Stafford. 72 in Albion. And we are at 73 in Grand Island, where you had some fog within the last couple of hours. Today, my forecast calls for a blend of clouds and sunshine. Nothing more than really an isolated thunder shower. And again, it is going to be quite warm. Your top temp into the mid-80s, and the breeze will be gentle coming in out of the southwest. Tonight's partly moonlit. I can't rule out an overnight thunder shower, but it's probably more the exception rather than the rule. The overnight low temperature at 67. There is that super 7-day forecast. It's mostly sunny, hot for tomorrow. Your top temp close to 90 degrees. We'll find some isolated thunderstorms on Wednesday, scattered thunderstorms for your Thursday, and then some partial sunshine develops with somewhat of a cooler breeze for Friday.
Thank you, Josh.
Muggacious.
I like that.
I like that word a lot.
Muggacious.
Totally made up.
Audacious.
There you go.
Muggacious. Okay, everyone talking about the farmers market here. Yes, I love the farmers market. Bidwell Elmwood, Saturday, 8 a.m. One of my favorite places to be.
Is that the one that you said has the, was it not the frozen, but the iced London fog? Or is that?
Yeah, okay, yeah. That comes from Steamworks. Sometimes they have like lattes, cold lattes in a bottle to go, which is great. I love it. Yeah, one of my favorite places, and I really enjoy the people who work there. They're super nice, but like even just the farmers who are there, you know that it's coming from where it's coming from,
Absolutely,
and that it's all going to a local company,
yes,
which
very
I
much so.
absolutely love. So anyway, all right, we got to get the show on the road here. Katie's back tomorrow. Thank you for stepping in for a couple of minutes.
No problem.
Appreciate you, Jordan, Patricia Broking. Have a great day, everyone. See you tomorrow.
Bye.